The topic is convulsions in late pregnancy. My patient is a 28 years old patient. She is full term. She is brought by attendants in a semi-comatose stage with history of headache and blurring of vision prior to the seizure. She had tonic-clonic convulsions. On examination, the patient was in a confused state of mind. Her BP was 160/100. She had edema feet, puffy face, and swollen body also. The first and provisional diagnosis is eclampsia in my mind, and the differential diagnosis we keep is seizure disorder like epilepsy, TTP, AFE, and the neurovascular hemorrhage, intracranial hemorrhage, press, subarachnoid hemorrhage, and central venous thrombosis. Other metabolic causes, autoimmune causes, infections, substance abuse, trauma, and psychogenic causes can be caused for the for convulsions in the late pregnancy. Our immediate management in such patient, it is always a teamwork. We should call for help. First 5 months are very important. ABC management is very important. We have to place the patient on the left side, suction to be done for secretion management, tongue guard to be put, and oxygen to be given by mask. We have to put in the IV line for such patients for giving the magnesium sulfate, antihypertensive and sedatives for the patient. At the same time, we have to take the investigations, lab investigations, samples should be taken. We have to prevent the injury to the patient by a bedside railing that should be cushioned, and patient should be catheterized. At the same time, we should take the urine sample for such patient. We have to monitor the fetal heart for such patient and do the obstetric management. And it is always a multidisciplinary approach. We should manage it accordingly, and we have to prevent the recurrent seizure also. So the main importance is we have to give the emergency care, we have to prevent the recurrent seizures, we have to control the hypertension, we have to do the lab testing and frequent monitoring to be done. And after stabilization, we have to do the delivery of the patient. For control of convulsions, we have to give the magnesium sulfate. It is given by either intramuscular route or by the IV route. The most commonly and which is widely accepted is Pritchard regime. It is, we give the 4 grams of magnesium sulfate IV and 5 gram. It is given on each buttock on both the sides, and maintenance is given 5 gram every 4 hourly on alternate buttock with the help of lidocaine along with this. IV regime is also we give 4 gram of IV bolus over 5 minutes, and after that we give the maintenance 1 gram per hour. For recurrent seizure, we have to give 2 gram of IV bolus up over 5 minutes. At the same time, we have to monitor the patient for fetal heart, and CTG is to be done, maternal BP, pulse, and respiration is to be seen half hourly, and we have to monitor the urine output. Knee reflex is to be seen after the loading dose. If the respiratory rate is less than 10 and SpO2 less than 92, there's absent knee jerk, we should think of magnesium sulfate toxicity, and we should stop the magnesium sulfate at the suspicion only, and we should give the 10% of calcium gluconate 10 ml in 100 ml saline over 10 to 20 minutes. For control of hypertension, we have to give either we can give the labetalol, hydralazine, or the nifedipine we can give, or nitroglycerin we can give. Labetalol dose is 10 to 50 milligram every 10 minutes to be given. Maximum dose is 300 milligram, and maintenance dose is 40 milligram per hour. Hydralazine 5 milligram every 30 minutes. Maximum dose is 300 milligram, 10 milligram per hour is the maintenance dose. Nifedipine we have to give 10 to 20 milligram oral, and maximum dose is 240 milligram per 24 hours, and repeat dose is to be given 4 to 6 hours. Nitroglycerin is to be given for short time when other therapies they have failed. After stabilizing the patient, we have to think of induction of labor. If the cervix is favorable, if the cervix is unfavorable, or if there is fetal bradycardia, think of LSCS. But we have to rule out coagulopathy before we give spinal anesthesia or we do the cesarean. For preterm delivery, give steroids, no argametrin in third stage of labor. We should deliver such patient in good HDU support, and we should restrict fluid in such patient to avoid the pulmonary edema. Urine output should be seen, it should be at least 25 ml per hour. This type of emergency eclampsia tray should be available in all the units, in all emergency and in all labor rooms. And we should we should see that the drugs are not of expiry date, and we should, once we have used these drugs, we should replace them at the same time. And we should see that the BP apparatus, pulse oximeter, they are calibrated, they are in good form, they give the proper reading of the BP and other things. We should know all the complications of eclampsia, because we want to avoid the maternal death, because the patient can die because of cerebral ischemia, DIC, neurological deficit, because of persistent seizures or myocardial infarction, hepatic or renal failure, or placental abruption, or because of aspiration. It is most common cause of death in eclampsia patient. And fetal death we have to avoid. And because the patient can have baby can have the birth asphyxia, IOGR, and long-term deficit can be there. We should not miss the risk factors for the eclampsia, and we should take the BP of our patient ourselves, and the BP apparatus should be calibrated. We should not just write 120/80 in our patient, and we should see the urine albumin is seen in all the patients of our risk patient. This eclampsia chart should be available in all the labor rooms and in the casualties, so that we can manage these patients very well. And every medical facility, they should be in state of readiness for the obstetrical emergency. They should be ready in regards with the manpower and place. And there should be regular training of the staff in skill and drills. Protocols must be in the place. There should be regular audits. And in case of transfer of such patient, it should be transferred in a well-equipped ambulance with a well-qualified team, medical team, for the control of seizure, and with the loading dose of magnesium sulfate. And the facility should be well informed before that we are sending such and such patient, and this medication has been given so far. So I proudly say that I am champion of Mission Neev, and this is a step toward the Viksit Bharat. Thank you, Dr. Chadha ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.